how the leg had to be placed on the bottom part of the console table. The legs were cut in a certain position, which is a slanting position. So from this part, I went ahead to add some screws on the top part of the console table, but it wasn't working. The legs were tending to move and the console table was not stable. So I had to look for an option to make my legs more stable. I went to my nearby carpenter and I had him to cut the legs into the certain position that will make the legs more stable under the console table. And this is how the legs were made, so they were more stable and they were more firm compared to the first time. And also he made it easier to screw them down on the bottom part of the console table. So I went ahead to repeat the same procedure of making the point of where I would place the legs under the console table. After placing the legs under the console table, I made some pivot holes on the board which the legs were placed on, so as to make it easier to add in some screws to hold in the legs well under the console table. I then went ahead to add the screws on the pivot holes that I had made earlier, so as to make sure my leg is well held under the on the other legs of the console table, added more screws to make sure is held well enough under the console table. On the inner part of the console table, I added some boards so as to make sure the top part of the console table is more strong. I then added the top board of the console table, and on the sides I had to make some markings on the added boards so as to guide me on where to make the pivot holes, so as to make sure the top part is held well together with the inner boards. I then went ahead to make some pivot holes all round the top part of the console table. And then added screws all round so as to make sure the top part of the console table is held well enough. These are just few videos of how I painted my console table. I didn't take a full video of how I painted them because it had a lot of work. I just painted white on the top part of the leg, and then on the bottom part of the leg I painted black. If you're interested in making a similar console table, you can use the pattern that you'd love on painting your legs. As for the part of decorating the console table, I used this type of mirror tile. I had them cut into smaller pieces so as to fit the dimensions that I made for the console table. If you're interested in similar mirror tiles, I'll put the contact in the description box of where you can get similar mirror tiles. I used silicone glue to stick them down onto the board. Instead of using the mirror tiles all round, my client decided that we should use a unique pattern whereby we mix the mirrors and the mirror tile. I just used the mirror tile to cover the sides of the console table Since the measurement of the side of the console table is 30 centimeters, so it goes well with the measurements of the mirror tile, since the mirror tile's width is 30 centimeters. So instead of using the pattern that I used on the front part of the console table, I just added the mirror tile alone on the side of the console table. I did the same thing on the other side of the console table. On the back part of the console table, I decided to add a plain mirror instead of leaving it blank. Once I was done decorating the sides of the console table, I went ahead to add silicone glue on the top part of the console table before placing down the bigger mirror. I then carefully placed down the bigger mirror on top of the console table. It was a bit heavy, so I had to place it carefully on top and made sure it flashes together with the mirror tiles on the sides and also the mirror on the back, and then left it for a day to dry before cleaning it down. And after cleaning down the mirrors, guys, this is the end look of the beautiful console table we've just made. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this simple console table. Actually, guys, this client is one of my neighbors, and also she's one of my biggest fans and also one of my biggest supporters in my YouTube channel. She's so happy how the console table turned out. I'm sure she'll comment in the comment section, guys, and I would love to thank her so much for believing in me and also giving me this job to make her this beautiful console table. Thank you so much, guys, for your love and support. Bye bye, see you next time for a new video.